Hi, I'm Jessica.
And I'm Kira.
And we are the Keepers of the Books, your online librarians, and we are here with a weekly reads episode.
Princess in Black and the Science Fair Scare. This is by Shannon Hale. This is a fun, easy reader. That is number 6 in the series. In this one, Honeysuckle, Princess in Black, and Sneezewort are all part of the science fair, although some things go very disastrously wrong, including some monsters. Can they save the science fair? Super cute, fun princess/superhero book for fans of Princess in Black or superheroes or just princesses. The illustrations are bright and colorful and complement the text well. This is great for grades 2 to 4 or ages 7 to 10.
Didi Dodo, Future Spy. This is the first book in a new series by Tom Engelbauer and illustrated by Jared Chapman. You may recognize Tom Engelbauer from a lot of the other books he's written. He tends to write very humorous readers for this age group. So this is for ages 6 through 9 or grades about 1st through 3rd, depending on your reader. In Recipe for Disaster, this one, Didi Dodo must help her friend Coco Dodo, who wins the cooking contest every year, because someone has stolen her secret ingredient right before the cooking contest. Who could it be, and why would they steal it? This is just a cute, fast-paced, easy reader with some humor and some fun new characters. This is a review copy from Amulet Books.
So this is a series by David Lubar. You have Strike Out of the Bleacher Weenies and Check Out the Library Weenies. There's also quite a few others in this series that many will enjoy. They're each short, funny stories that take you back almost to a feel of Twilight Zone, where everything doesn't quite turn out the way you want it to or would expect it to. For fans of David Lubar and humor, you'll want to pick these up. Each story is fast-paced, well-written, and fun and engaging for grades 4 through about 7 or ages 8 to 12. These are review copies from the author.
Quinny and Hopper, Smart Cookies. This is written by Adriana Brad Skiernan and illustrated by Charles Santos. If you are following the Quinny and Hopper series, then you probably want to pick this one up. So in this one, you have Quinny and Hopper and someone at the school, PTA, or, well, the people in charge anyway, have decided to ban cookies and other sweet treats at school functions. However, Quinny is not cool with that. She likes those treats and she thinks they add a lot to the parties. Hopper, as we all know, is our very intelligent character, and Quinny struggles a lot with math and some other ones. Well, there are some bullies who are putting a list around about who's the smartest and who's the dumbest people in class. And Hopper feels like he needs to stand up for his best friend. At the same time, the bench outside, the friendship bench, where you can sit if you don't have a friend, is not so popular. What could possibly make this bench more popular? How should they lobby for change? In this book, you'll see both Quinny and Hopper and their friendship growing and taking on some new strains that they have to deal with, as well as them learning how to enact social change in a responsible manner. This is a fun, easy book that has a lot of fans already. This is a good book for about grades 2 through 5 or ages 7 or 8 to about 10. And this is a review copy from Disney Hyperion.
Andy Mac, Tomorrow starts today. This is a fun series on Disney Channel that some may be familiar with, as well as the very first episode where Andy discovers who her mom really is, Bex, who for years she's known her as her sister, not her mom. Her world is torn apart and thrown into chaos with this knowledge. And she's trying to juggle knowing that her used to be sister is now her mother. And partway through the book, she decides she's going to throw a killer party while her grandparents are gone to try and put some perspective into her life. Also had the encouraging of her mother. But things go really wrong and things aren't as she expected, especially since it's her first party. Can she figure out how to make things right again? This is a very funny, silly book with some good characters that you'll fall in love with, and especially if you've already enjoyed the show, you'll enjoy this book too. I would recommend this for grades 2 through 5 or ages 7 to about 11. This is a review copy from Disney Press.
Gravity Falls, Lost Legends. This is a collection of 4 new adventures. This is by Alex Hirsch, and it is a review copy from Disney. This book follows your favorite Gravity Falls gang through a graphic novel where they're kind of related, but something weird is really going on. For instance, what would you do if a demon stole your face? Pacifica has a really hard time staying out of the journal. Of course, that always leads to problems. And the things that happen in this book are only things that could be expected in Gravity Falls and From the Pines family. It is unique. Of course, everything about Gravity Falls is unique. It does have some very minimal language and a little minimal violence in it as well. I'm going to say this is probably grades 3 through honestly about 7 or 8. My 7th and 8th graders at my school still really do like Gravity Falls. It has a large age range, ages 9 or 10 through about 13 or 14, just depending on your kids. You know if they're into Gravity Falls or not. This is just a fun, wacky adventure. Shout by Laurie Halse Anderson. This is an advanced reader's copy that we got from both the author and the publisher, which is Viking. Laurie Halse Anderson wrote a book probably about 20 years ago, and it was called Speak. You saw me review the graphic novel a few months ago. Speak is especially prominent right now because of the Me Too movement. Now, Speak is about a girl who is raped by her boyfriend, and Shout is Laurie Halse Anderson's story. Well, the first half of the book is. This is about what happened to her that led her to write Speak, which was her first big novel. This one comes out in March, so this is a novel told in verse, and it is powerful. So you see that Laurie Halse Anderson has had a very difficult past. She dealt with this and a non-idyllic childhood, to say the least. So this book does involve some violence, alcohol, language, stuff like that. And it does include talking about rape. But the second half of the book goes into what's happened since she's written the book. When she's talked to groups, when she deals with teens who are dealing with these issues. Here's the thing, the publisher says ages 12 and up on this one. This is a very powerful book and it is very good, but I'm gonna have a very hard time putting an age on it because normally when we deal with these type of topics in a fiction book, we say ages 15 and up or 9th grade and up, just because they are difficult topics. However, there are many kids younger than 15, 12 through 15 age range, even younger, unfortunately, who are dealing with these issues mentally. There's not a clear age range, I think, for this book. I think this is very dependent upon the reader. This is very dependent upon the reader, and even some 15-year-olds won't be ready for it. So you need to know who is reading the book, I think, for this one. It is great. It talks about consent. It talks about love at the end, and it talks about making decisions. So I think this book is going to be very powerful and it's going to win a lot of awards. I think it's a 5-star book. At least it is in my opinion.
Kiss Me in Paris by Catherine Ryder. So this follows the story of Serena Fuentes, and her dad has recently passed away, and she decides to go to Paris to relive the places her parents went on their honeymoon and make a scrapbook for her mom. When she gets there, her sister, who was supposed to help her, decides to run off with her boyfriend on a vacation. And they leave her with her sister's boyfriend's friend, Jean-Luc. An interesting character. He has to do a photography project on the stories of Paris. He's really reluctant to have to babysit his friend's girlfriend's sister until he realizes that she's going all over Paris to these different spots that would make the perfect inspiration for his project. What's really funny is Serena is trying to go through quickly while Jean-Luc is trying to slow down and get all his pictures, and so who will win out? And of course, there's a little bit of a budding romance between the two, because this pairs. This is a fun book for anyone who's looking for a clean romance. It's fun, has a good plot line, engaging characters, and is well worth the read. I would recommend this for grades 7 to 12 or ages 12 and up. This is a review copy from KCP Loft.
96 Words for Love by Rachel Roy and Ava Dash. This is a young adult book. So the author endorsements out of this book are Deepak Chopra and Kim Kardashian West.
Interesting mix.
Exactly. So Rhea Liston has just gotten into UCLA, and she's a senior. And when her grandma dies, she tells her and her cousin, so she left something for them at an ashram back in India. Our main character, Rhea, lives in the United States, and her cousin lives in India. She works out with her parents to go back, meet up with her cousin, and they're going to go up there and spend about a month, praying, meditating, learning what their grandma left for them and wanted them to find out. Up there, they meet some new people, of course, and they embark on a journey together of finding themselves and finding out more about their grandma and what she wanted so desperately for them to know about her and what message she had for them. This is based, well, it's a modern retelling of, and I may not say these right, Shakuntala and Deshuyanta. And this is a story of star-crossed lovers from Indian mythology. And this is a modern retelling of that. And it's a fantastic book. I really enjoyed it a lot. I thought that, you know, the idea of going on adventure when you're 18 is great. The thing about Rhea is she's not quite certain before this what she wants for herself and her future. And her cousin doesn't like the future that's been picked out for her. So this is just a really fun book about finding yourself. But again, the title's 96 Words for Love. I'm not going to tell you the meaning of that because it will be a spoiler. But, well, I can tell you one thing about it. In the Indian language, there are 96 words for love. And that does play strongly into the plot. I'm just going to leave it there. It's a very touching, loving, realistic fiction story. And I just loved this story. This is a review copy from Little Brown. I'm going to say ages 14 and up. Younger than that may not be interested in this so much. There is some romantic content on page, kinda. Not completely on page, but it's there. So ages 14 and up, grades late 8th grade, early 9th grade through about 12th.
The Royals by Rachel Hawkins. As well as the story of Daisy Winters. Her sister Ellie Winters is about to marry Prince Alex of Scotland. And so she gets dragged off to the royal wedding in Scotland. Yes, dragged. And she's not really happy to be going there. She's glad that she's going for her sister, but she didn't really want to go to this wedding. It's been a royal pain to plan it all because it had to fit all these customs that the royals are into, and the sister was very particular about how it was all done. Borderline bridezilla. And so she's here, and she pretty much gets pushed off on to the other royals that are her age. Now what's really funny about this is one of the royals that she does not like at all. She gets caught in a picture with this detestable boy by the paparazzi. And so what the queen ends up doing is forcing her to pretend she has a boyfriend who is Miles. Now, this is a classic case of Pride and Prejudice thrown with a mix of royalty into it. So if you like Pride and Prejudice, you like funny romantic books, you'll like this one. There is some drug and alcohol use. I would probably recommend this for ages 13 and up. This is a review copy from Putnam Books.
Okay, so that's everything we have for this week. And until next time, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Let us know what you think about any of these books or if there's anything you're recommending for other people in the comments below. And until next time, happy reading. Bye.
Bye.